the other blood group system. So we're going to finish it today. And then after this, okay, we will be discussing naman the anti-globulin testing. Okay, so let's start with the Lutheran blood group system. So the genes for the Lutheran system are located in chromosome number 19, specifically in its long arm. So a key feature of this system is that it is closely linked with the secretor locus. Okay? Or yung tinatawag natin na SE gene. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? This means that the Lutheran gene and the secretor gene are physically close on the chromosome. And they are tend to be inherited together. So, the system is consist of 24 antigens, most of which are highly prevalent. So pag sinabi natin highly prevalent, kadalasan po natin itong makikita in the population. So meaning yung mga red blood cells ng majority ng population have these antigens. Okay? So these are the 4 phenotypes for the Lutheran. So you already know how to interpret the naming, the phenotype, so the nomenclature. So pag sinabi natin LU, A plus, B negative, so presence, positive, negative, absent. So ibig sabihin, so among the population, ang pinaka-common would be the LUB. Okay? Ibig sabihin, yung antigen na LUB kasi 93.95% ng population meron yan. And then 7.5% naman parehas na may LUA at LUB, while only 0.15% has LUA. Tapos ito yung tinatawag natin na null phenotype. So this null phenotype is a rare condition or a rare phenotype. So let's continue with the Lutheran antigen. So guys, ang major differentiator natin for the Lutheran system is how poorly the antigen are expressed in early in life. So they are poorly developed at birth, specifically the LUA and the LUB. So weak pa yung expression nito at birth. Okay? So, while they are detected on fetal cells, so madedetect naman natin yan within 10 to 12 weeks. The expression sa mga cord blood cells, sabi nga natin kanina, is very weak. Understood? So, dahil sa weak expression na to, yung HDNF or yung tinatawag natin hemolytic disease of the fetus and the newborn is also rare. Yun naman yung advantage niya, no? So rare lang at kung meron man, that would be mild. Kasi nga, weakly expressed po siya at that time. Naintindihan? Okay. Now, there is a lower risk of having the HDFN, correct? So, please take note that the Lutheran glycoproteins are already present on placental tissue. The tissue act as parang absorbent in the maternal anti-Lutheran antibody before they can cross into the fetal circulation. Okay? And attack the baby's red cell. So this is the reason kung bakit hindi po common or rare ang HDFN. Kasi yung placental tissue mismo, nag-a-absorb siya ng maternal anti-Lutheran antibodies before mag-cross sa fetal circulation. So, hindi magre-react. Yung antigen sa red cell ng baby at saka yung maternal antibody na mula kay mother. So, hindi po siya totally magko-cross kasi ina-absorb na siya ng placental tissues. Naintindihan? Kaya again, rare or decrease ang risk na magkaroon ng HDFN, yung mga babies. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, mas mataas ang prevalence ng LUB kesa sa LUA. Correct? Then, unlike the KID antigen, please note, Lutheran antigen are detected on various tissues throughout the body. However, they are not present in platelet and WBCs. I repeat, hindi natin makikita sa platelet at sa WBC, pero makikita natin siya in various tissues. Okay? Now, let's talk about the laboratory feature. So, it is resistant to physin, papain, glycine acid EDTA, your dithiotretol, and your AET. This makes them different from KEL. Kasi ang KEL, nasisira ng DTT at ng AET. And also different from KID, kasi ang KID naman, na-enhance naman ng physin at ng papain. Okay? Take note of the differences, ha? I repeat. Ang Lutheran, they are resistant to the physin, papain, glycine acid EDTA, DTT, and AET. In contrast, ang KEL, kung sila ay resistant sa mga enzymes na to, ang KEL naman is destroyed, diba, by DTT and ATP. On the other hand, ang KID naman, na-enhance naman ng physin at saka ng papain. So you have to remember those differences, especially in the laboratory. On the other hand, they are destroyed naman by the trypsin and the chymotrypsin. Naintindihan? Okay, next, let's talk about the null phenotype. So, the primary cause of this phenotype is the inheritance of a rare dominant regulator gene that is called the IN-LU. Ang IN-LU po ay inhibitor ng Lutheran. Okay? So this is the inhibitor for the Lutheran. So it is actually not a mutation of the Lutheran gene itself, but a mutation. Okay? It is a mutation of the erythroid Kruppel-like factor, or yung tinatawag natin na EKLF. Okay? Hindi mismo yung gene yung nag-mutate. Ang nag-mutate yung EKLF. Naintindihan? So, ano ba itong EKLF na to? It is a transcription factor. It is a transcription factor that is required para sa normal expression ng mga RBC membrane protein. So, because this gene is dominant, inheriting only one copy. Kahit isa lang copy po ang ma-inherit, enough na po siya para masuppress yung expression ng Lutheran antigen. Even if a person has inherited a normal Lutheran gene like LUA and LUB. So kahit ma-inherit niya pa yon, pagka ito na-inherit, okay, yung mutation nito na-inherit, hindi na po makaka-create ng LUA at saka ng LUB antigens. That is why nagkakaroon tayo ng null phenotype ng Lutheran antigens. Okay? Next. So, unlike the recessive true null phenotype of other blood groups, basta maka-receive or maka-express ng inhibitor, okay, nagiging null ang phenotype, just to be clear. So, their red blood cells actually, meron namang konti, very minute or very minimal amount ng Lutheran antigen. Etong trace amount na to, na tinatawag natin Lutheran antigens, actually pwede mo itong ma-detect if you remember the absorption elution test. Okay? So, they are absorbed, and the second process is na-elute po sila para ma-enhance yung detection. So, take note also that itong mga phenotype na to, because their bodies sees this trace amount. Nakikita ng katawan natin na may trace amount tayo ng LUA, LUB. So, these individuals will not produce the anti-LU3. Okay? They will not create anti-LU3, the universal antibody to the Lutheran. So, tandaan niyo po yun, ha? Okay, next. So, because the inhibitor Lutheran via the EKLF is a global regulator, its presence doesn't just affect the Lutheran. It causes also weakening of several other unrelated blood group antigen. So individuals with inhibitor to Lutheran show reduced expression of CD44. Okay, this is a major adhesion molecule, no, in the RBC surface. Also, weak din ang expression ng P1, the P system, if you remember, yung I sa I system, the ANWJ, the MER2, and the LNB antigens. Okay? Next. So, for the recessive type, okay, LUA negative, B negative, ito yung true na null phenotype. This is the true null phenotype. Kasi yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, yung dominant type caused by an inhibitor. Ito, this is because of the true null phenotype. Ibig sabihin, talagang wala kang LUA at wala kang LUB gene. Dito kasi, meron ka LUA, LUB gene in trace amount, right? Kaso nga lang, hindi ka nakapag-produce ng madami kasi nga dahil sa mutation dito sa EKLF. On the other hand, dito sa recessive type, you have two, no, rare silent alleles, the LU at the Lutheran locus. So the parents and offsprings are typed LUA negative, B negative. Okay? But the dosage studies and titers show them to carry only a single dose of the LUB. So, ito talaga, wala talagang Lutheran antigen. So, ibig sabihin, kaya ba nilang gumawa ng anti-LU3? Yes. So, dahil wala nga po talaga yung antigens, makakagawa tayo ng anti-LU3, yung universal na Lutheran antigen. Naintindihan po yung difference ng recessive at saka ng dominant. Okay? So, normal expression ng mga reduced na antigens kanina. Like the P1, the I, the ANWJ, the MER2, and the LNB antigen. Understood? And then, we have another one which is the recessive X-linked inhibitor type. So, actually, hindi pa known yung cause nitong hindi pa totally known, no? Hindi clear masyado yung reason behind the recessive X-linked inhibitor type. This is extremely rare inheritance pattern that does not fit, no, with the standard dominant or the recessive model. It has been primarily documented in a single large Australian family. Okay, in a single large Australian family. So it involves the X-born inhibitor. So ito po yung mga X-born inhibitor to Lutheran, the XS, the XS1, the XS2. So while this is rare, it demonstrates that Lutheran expression can be influenced by the genes located far away from the Lutheran location on chromosome number 19. So I repeat, no, meron tayong tatlong LU null na phenotype. So yung dominant, yung recessive, at saka nga itong recessive na X-linked inhibitor, which is a very rare condition. Okay? Next, let's move on to the antibody. So the prevalence of these antibodies, sabi ko nga kanina, hindi common. Bakit hindi common? Kasi nga, sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, yung Lutheran antigens, yun yung common. So, syempre, kung common sa population yung Lutheran antigen, hindi tayo magpo-produce dapat ng antibody against it. Correct? So, this is largely because the Lutheran A antigen itself, no, is relatively rare in the population. Same with your and also, dahil yung Lutheran B natin or yung LUB kasi nga napaka-common sa population. Okay? Now, one interesting clinical note in this antibody that it has been seen sa mga serum ng patient na may lupus erythematosus. Okay? So, anti-LUA is a bit of a mix in terms of the classes. Meron tayong IgA, IgM, or IgG. So, tandaan, naturally occurring po ito. So, ibig pong sabihin, nagre-react siya sa room temperature. Understood? So, pwede rin mag-37 via the indirect antiglobulin test, no? And some are also capable of binding the complement. Naintindihan? So, in vitro, it characteristically show loose and mixed field reaction. So, MF is mixed field reaction. So this means that you will see small clumps of agglutinated cells surrounded by many unagglutinated cells. So I've already mentioned before yung mixed field na yan. Diba? Okay, now, yun nga lang, may mga challenges tayo pagdating sa detection. So anti-LUA may go undetected in routine testing. So most reagent red blood cell, so ibig sabihin ito yung mga cells sa screening and identification panels are LUA negative. Kasi nga ang LUA antigen, rare nga di ba siya? Right? So ibig pong sabihin, if the test cells don't have the antigen, hindi mo makikita tong antibody na to. Di ba? Balikan ko ulit. Sabi natin kanina, ang LUA positive, B negative, kokonti lang sila. Ang pinakamarami is yung LUB. So kung pag-uusapan natin ang detection nitong anti-LUA, mahirap. Kasi syempre, ang reagent natin ay red cells. Diba? Yung red cells, dapat meron siyang LUA antigen. So kung mismong yung reagent mo, wala yung LUA antigen, mahirapan kang ma-detect yung anti-LUA. Naintindihan? Okay. LUB or anti-LUB. So, this one is rare. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina sa inyo kasi nga common masyado ang LUB. Right? So, kung common siya, di syempre dapat hindi tayo mag-develop ng antibody. So, this, while LUB is high incidence antigen, it is typically IgG, particularly IgG4 antibody. So, ibig sabihin sa 37 siya nagre-react and in the anti-human globulin phase. Okay? So, let's talk about the allo anti-LUB. So, since almost all donor cells are LUB positive, this antibody will react with every cell on the panel except the patient's own auto-control. So there is a weakened reaction. Ibig sabihin, it will show weaker reactivity with heterozygous. Ito po yung heterozygous natin, LUA positive, B positive cells, and cord blood cells. Bakit hindi magre-react sa cord blood cell? Kasi nga po, poorly developed ang Lutheran antigen at birth. Understood? And then we have the anti-LUAB or the anti-LU3. Ito po yung universal. Sabi nga natin kanina, mapoproduce lang siya ng null. Okay? Phenotype. The LUA negative, B negative. So this is the total antibody of the Lutheran system. Okay? And it is only produced by individual with null phenotype. So it recognizes the LU3 antigen, which is common structure present whenever mayroong LUA or LUB na antigen. Understood? So, unlike the anti-LUB, itong anti-LU3 or the anti-LUAB, it is usually anti-globulin reactive. Okay? Anti-globulin reactive. Okay? Parehas siya ng anti-LUB. Okay? Next. let's move on to the next blood group system, yung JEGO naman tayo. So this system is named after a Venezuelan family. It was first identified during an investigation into the hemolytic disease of the fetus and the newborn. So we have the anti-DI. So anti-DI. So this was the first antibody discovered in the system. Anti-DIA. Okay, anti-DIA. So because the antibody is typically IgG, it can cross the placenta, leading to the destruction of the fetal red cell if the mother is sensitized. So the JEGO antigen are located in a very important structure called the band 3. The band 3 are also known as the AE1 or the red cell anion exchanger, or the SLC4A1 or the solute carrier family for anion exchanger. So, ang band 3 kasi is an anion exchanger para ma-help na i-transport yung mga bicarbonate at saka yung mga chloride across the red cell membrane. So, because band 3 is a major structural protein on the RBC, mutation sa nag-e-encode ng protein na to can sometimes lead to hereditary spherocytosis. Okay? Or yung iba pang morphological issues ng RBC. Understood? So, I repeat, IgG po ha. IgG ang JEGO antibody. But sometimes, IgM can also occur. So they are best detected using the indirect antiglobulin test at the AHG phase. They are clinically significant, meaning they can cause hemolytic transfusion reaction, HTR, and hemolytic disease of the fetus and the newborn. So iba nga, dun nga siya na-detect. Okay? Next, let's talk about your auto-anti-WRB. So this is an auto-antibody. Okay? It is frequently found sa serum ng patient na merong warm autoimmune hemolytic anemia or yung tinatawag natin na WAIHA. Okay? So this is a critical diagnostic clue para sa mga medtech kapag nagpa-perform po tayo ng antibody panels. Okay? Next, let's talk about their antigens. Okay? 22 ang antigens ng JEGO system. So, but it is primarily understood through 3 main sets of antithetical antigen. Ito yung tatlong set natin. Okay? Now, the pairs where if you have one, you typically lack the other. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Halimbawa, sa DIA or DIP. So, kung meron ka ng isa, wala ka ng isa. Ito po kasi yung most common na pair. So, the WRA and the WRB, this is part of the right collection. Right? Okay, collection. And now integrated into the JEGO system. And then we have the WU and the DISC. Ito yung less common, pero also clinically noted. Itong mga antigens na to are well developed at birth. Okay, which explain why they're capable of causing the HDFN. So one of the most unique aspect of the JEGO system is that it's used as a genetic marker for specific population. Why is that so? Kasi po sa Mongoloid ancestry, okay, the DI antigen, okay, is absent. Okay? Sa mga Caucasian at saka sa mga African American. But makikita natin to sa mga East Asian and Indigenous American descent. Okay? Next, high prevalence naman to in some South American indigenous population. the prevalence can be as high as 54%. South American population. Ito yung mga South American Indians. Okay? So, next, yung polymorphism. Okay? Polymorphism is located on the last extracellular loop of the band 3 protein. This loop sticks out from the red cell membrane, making it easily accessible para makabind yung antibody. Okay? So, ito po yun. The DIA-DIB polymorphism located on the last 7th extracellular loop of the protein. So, what is that for? Para po madaling makita ng mga antibody so that it is easily accessible for the antibodies to bind. Okay? So, ito pong DIA negative, B negative, hindi po natin siya nare-report. Hindi pa po siya nare-report, meaning to say, wala pa po tayong nakikitaan ng ganitong phenotype. Okay? Next, let's move on to the laboratory characteristic. Resistant po sila sa ficin at sa papain. Ibig sabihin, they are not destroyed by these enzymes. Ibig sabihin, if you have an unknown antibody and it still react after enzyme treatment, Diego will remain as a suspect. So they are also unaffected by DPP. Okay? And also glycine acid EDTA. Exemption natin is the BPA. This is outlier. Bakit? Kasi sensitive po siya sa papain. Okay? Next. So let's move on to the YT blood group system, also known as the Cartwright system. So, the YT antigens are located on a glycoprotein that is called the acetylcholinesterases. Okay? Acetylcholinesterases. So, this protein is anchored sa cell membrane by the GP1 anchor or your glycosyl phosphatidyl inositol. Here. Now, while your acetylcholinesterase is famous for breaking down neurotransmitters sa brain and also in muscle, its exact function sa red blood cell surface is unknown. So this system features two antithetical antigen, the YTA and the YTB, which results from a single amino acid substitution. So, ang high prevalence natin dito, yung YTA. Low prevalence natin dito is yung YTB. 99% ng population may YTA antigen at mas rare ang YTB. Makikita natin sa mga white populations yan. Okay? 8% sa white population, mas mataas ang prevalence sa mga Israeli population. 21 to 26%. So, ano yung madalas na phenotype na makikita natin? Yung YTA positive, B negative. Tapos, yung sabi ko nga kanina, hindi pa po nare-report yung null na yan. Okay? And then, tandaan po ha, at birth, etong antigens na to are already present, but they are expressed more weakly in cord blood than in adult red cell. Naintindihan? So, people with PNH, naalala yung PNH, paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria type 3, PNH 3, lack this antigen. Wala po sila nitong antigen na to ha. This is because PNH is a disease where the body fails to make the GPI anchor. So without the anchor, yung whole acetylcholinesterase protein can attach to the red cell. So mawawalan tayo ng YTA or YTB. Okay? And then in terms naman of the laboratory feature, unlike Diego system, YT antigens are destroyed. Okay? YT antigens are destroyed by ficin and papain. Tapos, also by DTP. Resistant naman sila sa glycine acid EDTA. Okay? And then for the antibody, no, YT antibody, they are IgG and stimulated through exposure, like for example, transfusion, blood transfusion, or pregnancy. While they are uncommon, itong mga antibodies na to, they can occasionally cause shortened red cell survival sa mga transfused patients. Okay? So let's move on to the XG, blood group system. So which is scientifically unique. Bakit? It is the only blood group system with genes that is located on the X chromosome. Naintindihan? Because the gene is in the P or short arm, okay, of the X chromosome. The inheritance pattern is different from autosomal system, katulad ng ABO or RH, no? Yung males, if you remember, ang kanilang sex chromosome ay XY. Sa female naman, di ba, dalawang X. So sa male, they only have one X chromosome, so they are either XGA or XG negative. Understood? XGA positive or XG negative. Sa female naman, may dalawang chance kasi nga dalawang X chromosome, di ba? So, they have two chances to inherit the XQA allele, which explain why the prevalence is significantly higher sa mga babae compared sa mga lalaki. Kasi nga, sa X chromosome siya, dalawa yung X ng babae, isa lang yung X ng lalaki. So, more common sa mga babae yung antigens na to. Naintindihan? Okay? So, let's talk about the CD99, or also known as the 12E7. Ay, ito pala. Or the MIC. Okay? Or the MIC2. So both genes are located very close to each other on the X chromosome. So if a person is XGA positive, they will almost always show high expression of CD99 on their red blood cell. So if they are XGA negative, CD99 expression is also lower. Naintindihan? So I repeat ha. So XGA and CD99, may association po silang dalawa. Lahat ng XGA positive individual na merong XGA, mataas ang expression nila ng CD99. And also vice versa, kung mababa or wala silang XGA, so mababa din ang expression ng CD99 sa RBC. Naintindihan? Okay, so let's move on to the laboratory features. So makikita nyo naman dito, they are sensitive to piscine and papain but resistant to DDT. Okay? Next, so let's move on to your anti-XGA. So in 1962, the antibody was first identified in a male patient who had received multiple transfusion. So because he was multiple transfused, he had been exposed to many foreign antigens, correct? Eventually, forming this specific antibody against the XGA antigen, which at first, wala siya. So, ang pinaka-importante niyong tandaan dito, not implicated sa HDFN or sa mga hemolytic transfusion reaction. Naintindihan? So, ibig sabihin, itong antibody na to, clinically insignificant siya. Ibig sabihin, if patient has this antibody, typically, hindi nagre-require ng transfusion as the antibody does not cause destruction of the donor's red cell in vivo. Again, this is IgG, reactive in indirect anti-human globulin test, and also binds with complement. Okay, next, punta tayo sa Sayana. If I remember it correctly, nabanggit ko sa inyo to during the taxonomy. Diba, instead of letters, ang ginagamit natin for the taxonomy ng antigens dito ay numbers. Right? So, SC gene, this is the gene named ERMAP. and located sa chromosome number 1, sa short arm. So these antigens are carried on the ERMA protein, which is an adhesion molecule that belongs to the immunoglobulin superfamily. So it is usually expressed sa mga red cells and sa mga ibang precursors, no? The system is built around two primary antithetical antigens, which are formerly known by different names. So, ito po yung SM. Dati yung SC1, ang previous name niya ay SM. Yung SC2 naman, ang previous name niya ay PUA. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, high prevalence yung SC1 natin compared sa SC2. So, pag sinabi natin prevalent, over 99% yan. Tapos itong SC2, low prevalence siya, especially sa mga northern Europeans. So, significant higher prevalence sa mga Mennonite population, which is a classic example of the founder effect sa genetics. So, pag-usapan naman natin yung null phenotype, that is your SC negative 1, negative 2. Naalala ninyo, ang negative sign at positive sign kapag sa phenotype ang pinag-uusapan natin at numbers ang ginamit na label for the antigen, we put it before the number. Right? So meron tayong SC, null phenotype natin, SC negative 1, negative 2. Ibig sabihin, wala yung dalawang antigens. Okay? This is rare and has only been documented in Marshall Island, okay, and New Guinea. So the system also includes several other rare antigen. So ito po yun, RD, STAR, SIR, and SCAN. So itong mga RD, STAR, SIR, SCAN, ito yung previous name. Ito na po yung mga bago nilang nomenclature. Yung RD is SC4, yung STAR is SC5, SIR is SC6, SCAN is SC7. So mga low prevalence antigens po ito, ha? Meaning, finding antibody to them is also very rare. Okay? For the laboratory feature, so mako-compare or madi-differentiate natin to sa YT at saka sa XG. Bakit? Kasi in terms of the enzyme, they are resistant to ficin and papain. So parang Jego. Diba? Parang Jego. And then DTP sensitive. They are slightly weakened by DTP treatment with SC2 showing variable reactivity to DTP. So anti-SC1 and anti-SC2 are genetically rare, yung antibodies. So when they do occur, they are typically IgG, yung antibodies, ha. So ibig sabihin kung IgG sila, pwede silang mag-cause ng what do you call this? They do not cause, okay, hemolytic transfusion reaction, only HDFN, or the hemolytic disease of the fetus and the newborn. Pero kung magkukos man sila ng HDFN, it is typically mild. Okay? So, next, let's proceed to colton. Ang colton antigens are carried in aquaporin. Okay? Aquaporin. So, aquaporin 1 is an integral membrane protein of RBC. So, aquaprotein 1 acts as water channel, if you remember. So, while makikita natin siya sa red blood cell, ang critical role, okay, is in the kidney where it accounts 80% of water absorption. Aquaporin 1. So, let's talk about the antigen. So, CoA, CoB. Ito yung dalawang antithetical antigens, no? Yung CoA, yun yung highly prevalent compared to CoB, which is low prevalent. Okay? Now, meron pa pong CO3 tsaka CO4. Yung CO3, present siya sa lahat ng red cell except sa null phenotype. Except sa null phenotype, which is your CoA negative, B negative individual. Yung COL4, it is a high prevalence antigen that is actually identified sa mga CoA negative and B negative. So, paano ba natin, ano ba ang reaction nila sa laboratory? So, they are resistant to ficin, papain, chloroquine, and DDT. So, because they are resistant to the enzyme, treatment with ficin or papain actually enhances the reactivity of Coulton antibodies by removing other nearby protein, making the Coulton antigen more accessible. So let's naman move on to Coulton antibodies. Okay? So these are dangerous antibodies. Bakit? Kasi po, they are known to cause hemolytic transfusion reaction and HDFN. Your anti-CO3, this is particularly problematic because it reacts with almost all donor blood. Since CoA or CoB is usually present, it can cause mild HTRs, but also has been associated with severe HDFN. Okay? Next, let's move on to your DOMRAC blood group system. So similar to the YT, ang DOMRAC antigen are carried on a protein which is known as the ART4. So, etong protein na to, naka-attach po siya via the GPI anchor. So, if you remember, no? So, ibig sabihin, pag may PNH ang pasyente, maapektuhan din. Naalala niyo yung PNH kanina. Maapektuhan din yung expression ng DOMRAC na antigens. Naintindihan? So, we have several antigens. We have the DO-A and the DO-B. Etong dalawang to, yung dalawang primary na antithetical antigens natin, mga pure immunogens po sila. Ibig sabihin, the body doesn't easily create antibodies against them. Ang highly immunogenic yung GYA. GY is Gregory. Okay, Gregory. Unlike the other, this is highly immunogenic. So if someone is GYA negative, okay, they are considered the DOMRAC null. Okay, DOMRAC null, or also typed as HY negative. Then we have another antigen, the JO-A. Jo means Joseph. Joseph. Another high prevalence antigen in the system. So the three common phenotypes are DO-A positive, B negative, DO-A positive, B negative, DO-A negative, B positive. So para naman sa laboratory identification, IgG po sila. Enzyme treatment, resistant sila sa ficin and papain. And they are sensitive to, pakitake note na lang nito ha, resistant sa papain and ficin. And they are sensitive to 0.2 m dithiotretol. So IgG po ang mga antibodies natin ha, IgG. So ibig pong sabihin, they are known to cause delayed hemolytic transfusion reaction pero hindi nagkukos ng HDFN. Next, let's move on to your Chido. Chido-Rogers. The most critical thing to know about this blood group system is that the antigens are not intrinsic to RBC membrane. Ibig sabihin, hindi talaga sila makikita sa RBC. They are actually fragment ng C4 complement components, specifically the C4b and C4b para sa Chido at saka C4a para sa Rogers. I repeat, they are C4 complement components. I repeat, C4b, Chido, then C4a para naman sa Rogers. So these proteins float in plasma and they absorb sa red cell as they circulate. So the system are consist of 9 antigens. So CH1 through CH6, RG1, RG2, and the WH. So ang Chido, high prevalence, ganun din ang Rogers. So they are found in 96 to 98% ng population. Ang Rogers naman, 97 to 98% ang prevalent. So nadisisira po sila ng fisin, papain, okay? And resistant sila sa dithiotretol and glycine acid ETA. Okay? So now let's move on to the anti-CH, RG. They are neutralized, okay, by plasma or serum. Usually, mga IgG sila and they react weakly. So, ibig pong sabihin, because they are reacting weakly, they are clinically insignificant. Mga HTLA antibodies sila. Ano yung HTLA antibody? So, anti-CH and anti-RG are classic examples ng high-titer, low-avidity antibody. Right? So, high-titer, ibig sabihin, these antibodies can be diluted significantly but still show a reaction. Low-avidity means the reaction are usually very weak. Kadalasan 1+ lang yon, and inconsistent across the panel. So, they are generally clinically insignificant. Ibig sabihin, hindi sila nagkukos ng HDFN or HDR. But, they can be dangerous antibodies as well. Okay? Next, ito yung mga antibodies na formerly classified as high-titer, low-avidity. Okay? Antibodies. So, paki-take note na lang po niyan. Next, let's move on to Bennett-Godspeed system. So, the BG. BG naman po. Antigens are actually HLA. Ano yung mga HLA? Human leukocyte antigen that are residually expressed on the red blood cell. Normally, HLAs are found on nucleated cell. For example, mga white blood cells. But small amounts can remain in RBC. So, ito po yung mga related HLA antigen sa mga BG antigen. So, the anti-BG, okay, is an IgG and reacts weakly in IAT phase. So, these antigens are destroyed by chloroquine, diphosphate, and glycine hydrochloride or ETA solution. Okay? Next, SDA antigens naman. So, these are high incidence antigen found not just on RBC but also in various tissues and body fluids, katulad ng urine. Okay? So, this is producing the mixed field agglutination. Ibig pong sabihin, under microscope, may makikita kang small tight clumps surrounded by free-floating or anti-agglutinated cell. Tapos, ano ibig sabihin ng refractile? The clumps often look shiny and refractile. Okay, para siyang orange tinted or sparkling kapag view natin siya under the microscope. So because these antigens are present in urine, tandaan na, urine. Okay? Anti-SDA can be neutralized by adding urine from an SDA positive individual to the patient serum, which will cause the reaction to disappear. Okay? Next, punta tayo sa Gerbich. Ang Gerbich naman, this is a complex system with antigens located naman sa glycophorin C at saka glycophorin D. So, antigens are carried sa glycophorin C and D. These are important for structural integrity, if you remember, ng RBC. So, the system consists of 6 high prevalence antigen, yung GE family, at saka 5 low prevalence antigen. So, namely, WB, LSA, okay? So, they are resistant to DTT and glycine acid ETA. Ito yung magandang tandaan, no? Or importanteng tandaan, the G2, G4. They are sensitive to ficin and papain. Pero yung G3 is resistant sa ficin. Clear? Now, there are 3 main phenotypes. The Lich, okay, the Gerbich, and the Hughes. Yung Gerbich null, ito po yung Gerbich null. Ito yung Gerbich null rather. Okay? Or the Lich type. This individual lacks the GPC and the GPD entirely. So, dahil wala yung glycophorin C and D, wala rin po tayong makikitang antigens. Okay? Tandaan guys ito yung merong mga erythrocytes. Yung naalala niyo oval shape na red cell. Yung use naman, they are commonly found sa mga Mexicans, Israelis, at saka sa mga Mediterraneans. Okay? Wala silang GE2. And then we have the Gerbich, yung pangalawa dito sa table natin. Ito yung makikita natin globally. They lack the GE2 and the GE3. Okay? And these are the antibodies. So anti-GE2, ito yung pinaka-common. Tapos followed by the anti-GE3 and the anti-GE4, which is extremely rare. And then let's have the Landsteiner-Weiner. So the Landsteiner-Weiner blood group system is historically significant because it was originally thought to be the same as RH. Though, we know na magkaiba sila. Okay? So, bakit sila associated sa RH? Kasi yung LW system is named after Landsteiner and Weiner. Ito yung parehong scientist na nag-discover ng RH. So while the LW is not part of the RH, there is phenotypic relationship. Bakit? Yung LW antigen, mas express siya strongly on RH positive cells than on RH negative cells. I repeat, okay? Ang LW antigen mas express siya sa RH positive than RH negative cells. So the antigens are carried on ICAM4. Okay, ICAM4, which is located sa chromosome number 19. For the common antigens, we have the LWA, LWAB, high prevalence, ang LWB, low prevalence. So makikita natin yan sa mga Finns at sa Europeans. Then we also have the null phenotype. So the LWA negative, P negative, that's extremely rare, and the individuals with this phenotype can produce the anti-LWAB. Okay? Next, so punta tayo sa clinical conditions. Okay, for example, pregnancy. Expression ng LW antigens are often decreased during pregnancy, and antigen expression is also depressed sa mga patients na may lymphoma and leukemia. Kaya mahirap pong mag-blood typing or mag-antibody identification sa ganitong mga patients. Sa laboratory naman guys, enzyme reaction nila like Diego. Okay, like Diego and like Cyanus system, the LW antigens are resistant to treatment with ficin, papain, and also glycine acid EDTA. Then, let's talk about the relationship sa WIHA. Naalala niyo yung WIHA kanina. So, LW, auto-anti-LW, are common autoantibodies found sa warm autoimmune hemolytic anemia. Okay? Common siya sa mga WAIHA. Okay? Next, let's proceed to distinguishing the anti-D from the anti-LW. Ito po yung sa RH. Di ba sabi natin kanina, they are closely linked with the RH. So, ano yung distinguishing characteristic nila? So, because LW are much more strongly expressed sa RH positive cells, an antibody that appear to be anti-D can sometimes actually be anti-LW. This is a common mistake, no, in blood bank. So the problem is both the anti-D and the anti-LW react with RH positive reagent cell. Okay? So if you have known an unknown antibody reacting to D positive cells on your panel, so kailangan mong i-prove na hindi siya auto or allo anti-LW. Ang solution natin dyan, gagamit ka ng DTP, dithiotretol. So, chemical siya na nag-break ng disulfide bond. Okay? Ang D antigen resistant sa DTP. Ang LW sensitive sa DTP. Naintindihan? So, ang D antigen, pagka nilagyan mo siya ng DTP, hindi mag-change yung D antigen structure. Sa LW naman, since sensitive siya sa DTP, the treatment will destroy the LW antigen. Okay? So, yun po yung gagamitin ha, dithiotretol, para i-differentiate si D at si LW antigen. So, by the way, ito po yung phenotypes ng LW blood group system and yung reactivity nila sa iba't ibang antibodies. So, I'll leave that to you. Let's move on to Kromer. Okay, so the Kromer blood group system is defined by its relationship with complement regulating protein. So, the Kromer antigen are carried on DAF or the decay accelerating factor, which is also known as your CD55. So, ang location nito ha, tandaan niyo yung mga chromosome number, long arm ng chromosome number 1. So, ano ba yung DAF or the decay accelerating factor? Regulatory protein siya na nagpo-protect ng cells natin from being destroyed by our complement. So, protector natin siya from the complement. Okay? So, now, like the YT and the DOMRAC system, ang DAF is also a GPI anchored protein. O GPI na naman. Ibig sabihin, affected na naman siya or associated na naman siya sa PNH. Kapag may PNH ang pasyente, deficient din siya sa DAF. Therefore, pag may PNH, wala rin pong Kromer antigen. Naintindihan? May 16 antigens po tayo. So we have the TCA, TCB, TCC. Okay? Ang high prevalence natin dyan is your TCA. Ang low prevalence natin, TCB and TCC. Understood? Okay. So let's talk about the population. So CRA negative sa African descent. Okay? Black. Rare sa mga white or Caucasian. DRA negative sa mga Japanese population. Japanese population and Jews, no? From Bukhara. Now, the DRA negative, these individuals show markedly reduced number of DAF molecule, which weakens the expression of all other high prevalence na Kromer antigen. So, pag-usapan naman natin ng laboratory. Resistant siya sa fisin, papain, at saka glycine acid EDTA. Pero they are sensitive or destroyed by the alpha chymotrypsin. Naintindihan? let's talk about the DPT naman. They are weakened. Okay, weakened only by the DPT treatment. Understood? Okay, and then let's talk about the null phenotype. Tinatawag natin siya as the INAB phenotype. This is extremely rare, ha? This is extremely rare. So because the INAB individual completely lacked, wala talaga silang DAF, the decaying accelerating factor, they may experience increased sensitivity to complement-mediated lysis. So though they are often do not show full clinical symptoms of PNH unless they have specific PNH genetic mutation. Okay? Next, let's move on to the antibodies. So the Cromer antibodies are IgG predominantly. While they are generally considered less dangerous than systems like RH, KEL, they are also clinically relevant. Bakit kamo? Kasi po, ito pong anti-Crom, so makikita natin siya sa mga black individual, associated pa rin siya sa mga mild HTR. Yung anti-IFC, this antibody is produced by individuals with INAB. Naalala niyo yung INAB phenotype or yung Cromer null phenotype. Okay? And then, yung DAF, if you remember, they are strongly expressed sa placental tissue. So, parang katulad kanina, na-absorb yung Cromer antibody. So, as a result, pag na-absorb yung Cromer antibody from the maternal circulation, anong mangyayari? Hindi po sila magkukos ng anong hindi ko cause? HDFN. Hindi po masyadong associated ang Cromer antibody sa hemolytic disease of the fetus and newborn. Katulad nga nung sabi natin kanina, kasi nga po na-absorb yung Cromer antibodies sa placenta from the maternal circulation. Okay? Next, let's move on to the NOPS, blood group system. So the NOPS antigen are located in complement 1 receptor 1. Complement receptor 1 or CR1. So, CR1, para sa yon, this is a very important protein that binds complement fragment C3b and C4b. So, it also serves as receptor for different pathogens. So, the system includes nine antigens, and this includes the KNA, KNB, MCC, YK, and SL. Most NOPS antigen are highly prevalent with exemptions to KNB and the MCCB. So they are, yung mga NOPS antibodies are often sourced ng classic, no, na HTLA. Ano nga yung HTLA? High titer, low avidity antibodies. Okay? They are reacting weakly kahit na i-dilute natin. So, antigens are weakened by Ficin and papain, but they are destroyed by DPT. So, madali natin tong magagamit para ma-distinguish natin sila from other HTLA system, katulad ng Chido Roger. Naalala niyo yun? Kung ang NOPS nasisira ng DTT, ang Chido Roger ay DTT resistant, if you remember. Okay? Next, let's move on to the Helgeson phenotype. Ito yung null-like phenotype ng NOPS. Okay? So, this individual are typed as KNA negative, B negative, MCCA negative, SLA negative, YKA negative. Dahil masyadong mababa yung CR1. Okay? But, they are not truly devoid of the NOPS antigen. Okay po? So, because the number of the receptor is so low, they are not truly devoid of NOPS antigen. But they are undetectable. Mahirap ma-detect kapag nag-perform tayo ng standard na testing. Okay? So, let's move on to the NOPS antibodies. The antibodies are typically IgG. So, they react in AHG phase ng testing. Despite na mataas yung titers, they are considered as clinically insignificant. Bakit? They do not typically cause red cell lysis or yung mga transfusion reaction. Okay? Weak or variable yung reactivity nila. So, weak and variable due to variable expression ng CR1 on different samples. And ma-enhance natin yung activity nila kapag nag-incubate tayo ng mas matagal, 1 hour at 37 degrees Celsius. Okay? Next, in terms naman of the treatment, no, these are destroyed by DTT. Destroyed by DTT. Tandaan na, destroyed by DTT. Next, let's move on to HEAL. HEAL blood group system, ang number nito sa ISBT ay 029. So, relatively rare na po ito and member na po siya ng specialized blood group system natin. Understood? So, this is recognized as its own distinct system. Hindi po ito part ng ABO at saka ng RH. So, makikita natin siya sa chromosome number 9. Okay, chromosome number 9. So, this antigen, the AQP3, dyan natin makikita, may isa lang palang antigen to ha, which is the HEAL. So, the aquaporin 3, this is also a channel protein that allows water and glycerol to move in and out of the red blood cell. So, I repeat ha, isa lang ang antigen nito. Then, meron ito tayong tinatawag na HEAL null phenotype. So, this is a rare condition, walang antigen. Entirely wala. Naintindihan? Bakit? Dahil nagkaroon ng mutation. Nagkaroon ng stop codon na nag-prevent sa aquaporin 3 protein from being fully formed or expressed sa surface ng red cell. So kung pag-uusapan naman natin ng laboratory feature niya, this is enhanced, no? The anti-HEAL is enhanced with Ficin and papain treatment. Okay? Next, let's move on to John Melton. So, ISBT number nito is 026. So, outlier to. Bakit outlier? Kasi po, yung antibody is acquired later in life. So, the JMH, that's the antigen, JMH, is a high prevalence antigen, meaning makikita natin siya sa red blood cell ng general population. It is located in CD108, a glycoprotein that is anchored on the RBC membrane by the GPI. Again, GPI anchor. So, the underlying gene is your SEMA7A. So, unlike the HEAL system, the JMH is fragile. Bakit fragile? Kasi madali po siyang masira ng mga proteolytic enzyme like Ficin, papain, and chemicals like DTT. Pero resistant siya with glycine acid EDTA. So, pag-usapan naman natin yung antibody, mas unique yung antibody kasi typically IgG4 siya. So, in blood banking, pag IgG4, generally considered clinically insignificant, meaning it doesn't usually cause rapid destruction ng RBC. Though, it can still cause problem in cross-matching. Okay? Tandaan ha? Most people are born JMH positive. However, some elderly individuals experience serological decline in the expression of the GMH antigens sa red cell nila. So once the expression of the antigen on their own RBC drop below certain level, the body may no longer recognize it as self. So ano nangyayari? Nagpo-produce na tayo ng anti-JMH. So because they still have the gene, this is often called acquired. Kaya siya tinawag na acquired. Okay? Kasi pag bumagsak na siya later in life, tsaka pala tayo nagpo-produce ng antibody. Naintindihan? Pero again guys meron na po tayo nito at birth. Nagde-decline lang siya yung antigen natin as we age. So as we age, pag nag-decline yung antigen natin, nagpo-produce tayo ng antibody. Next, this is the FORS blood group system. ISBT number 031. So for a long time, it was hidden system because it looks almost identical to the subgroup of the ABO system. The A subgroup. Okay? Historically, individual with FORS1 antigen are mistakenly identified as having a rare subgroup, blood type A. Okay? Kaya po siya tinawag na PA, later known to be unrelated to the ABO system. So, ano yung similarity? Ang FORS1 antigen po, chemically, very similar siya sa A antigen. Kasi pareho po silang glycolipid. Okay? Pareha silang glycolipid. It was eventually proven to be genetically unrelated to ABO, despite ng location nila sa chromosome number 9. So because FORS1 mimics the A antigen, standard ABO grouping can be difficult. However, there are two ways to tell them apart. So we will be using the Dolichos biflorus, yung lectin na nag-identify sa A1. Okay, FORS1 positive cells will not react with it. Okay? So again ang gene makikita natin sa chromosome number 9, the GBGE1. Clear? Okay, next, let's move on to VEL. Ang VEL is particularly important dahil high prevalence antigen siya. Ibig sabihin, pag high prevalence antigen, makikita natin to sa general population. Okay? So, the protein resides in SMIM1. So, small integral, nandito ba? Small integral membrane protein 1 or single pass integral membrane protein. Okay? So, people who lack the SMIM1 protein are typically typed as the VEL negative. VEL negative. So, rare phenotype lang po ito. They are resistant to glycine acid ETA, and the SMIM1 gene is located in chromosome number 1. Tapos, yung antibody, yung anti-VEL, can activate the complement. It can cause both vitro and in vivo hemolysis. So, they are enhanced, okay, by enzyme-treated cells. Okay? Katulad ng papain or ng ficin. Okay? Next, punta tayo sa Augustine. So, medyo marami siya, no? Augustine blood group system, which is another high prevalence system. The Augustine antigen 80A, yun po yung high prevalence. Yung ATI, makikita natin sa mga black. Okay? And then this is a rare phenotype, yung ATA negative. Sa mga black or African descent natin makikita. Tapos, yung gene is called AUG gene na makikita natin sa chromosome number 6. Ito pong protein na to, very important po siya pagdating sa transportation ng nucleosides katulad ng adenosine across the membrane. Okay? And then the antibody, which is, antigens, take note, are fully developed at birth. Resistant siya sa ficin, papain, DTT, and glycine acid ETA. Yung antibody naman, which is your anti-ATA, these are found in serum ng mga black women. Kaya po pala ito tinawag na Augustine kasi una siyang nakita kay Mrs. Augustine. So IgG po siya, ibig sabihin reactive siya sa AHG phase na nagpo-cause ng hemolytic transfusion reaction. Okay? Pero mild lang ang case ng HDFN or hemolytic disease of the newborn, fetus and newborn. Tapos eto pa, iwanan ko na lang sa inyo yung iba pang other blood group system. We have the Indian, the OK, the RAF, okay, at iba pang mga RH-associated lipoprotein system. So ito naman yung mga miscellaneous antigens natin. Okay, the VEL, the AT, the JR, Cartwright antigens. Tapos ito yung summary. So we're done with the other blood group system. So ma'am, ang dami po nung blood group system. Ano po yung mga mahalaga namin kailangang tandaan? Number 1, antigens. Ano yung characteristic ng antigen? Ano yung characteristic ng antibody? Yung laboratory feature nila. Yung mga null phenotypes nila. Okay? Yung sa laboratory, pwede nyo gawa ng table yung mga enzyme treatments at yung mga chemical treatments. Saan ba sila sensitive? Saan ba sila resistant? Tandaan nyo rin yung mga locations nila ha, genetic locations nila, anong chromosome. Nasa autosomal ba yan or nasa X, no? Chromosome ba? Okay? So that will end our discussion about the other blood group system. Do you have any question or clarification?
By the way, yung anti-globulin testing, ibibigay ko na lang siya sa inyo through recorded lecture. And para matapos na natin yung supposed na topic natin for this week. Okay po? Ngayon, may I ask, katulad nung ginawa ko kanina, nag-survey ako regarding your quizzes. So, nakapag-quiz ba kayo nung nakaraan? Anong araw nga ulit yon? Every Wednesday ba kayo? Or Thursday?
Thursday po.
O every Thursday. So, nakapag-quiz ba kayo ng Lewis?
Opo, ma'am.
Okay, so tapos na. So, ibig sabihin, okay, I, P, at saka MNS. Yung other blood group plus yung anti-globulin, since next week ay kaya nyo na bang i-quiz to ngayong linggo? Other blood group system? Okay. Nakikita ko na po, no? I know mahihirapan tayong aralin lahat kasi nga medyo marami siya. I understand that. So, ganito ang mangyayari. Kasi next week ay holiday na dahil Holy Week. Okay? Ngayon, ang mangyayari, that will be given na after the Holy Week. Naintindihan? Pero kasama na yung anti-globulin testing, the direct and the indirect. Clear po ba yon? After Holy Week, dalawa na po yung quizzes ninyo, yung lahat ng natitira na other blood group system plus yung anti-globulin test, yung direct at saka indirect na AHG. Alright? So, yun lang naman for today. Kung wala na pong tanong, okay, pwede na pong mag-leave. Naka-record naman na po yung attendance. Just make sure, no? Make sure lang yung mga nakakommit ng 3 or more absences, please email nyo ako para ma-discuss natin yung case ninyo. Okay? Sige po. So that would